Hey guys, it's me Brady here, and today we are going to be working on MIT App Inventor. We're going to be doing some tutorials for the how to use MIT App Inventor and things like that. We're going to go really in depth with the series and learn about all the blocks and all the items in here, all the properties, things like that. So if you don't know what MIT App Inventor is, basically go to this site right here. Well, this is my project number, so you don't need that, but you can just put in this right here, and you can go to MIT App Inventor. Do that. Take you to your place, and you can use your MIT App Inventor right here, make a new project. So basically, you're just going to go start a new project. Name it whatever you want. I went in here, named it YouTube Tutorial, because it's for the tutorial. So basically, what you're going to start off with is screen 1, and that's your screen. So for this episode, we're going to be learning about everything inside of the user interface box. And for this, you guys can go to Connect AI Companion and go to your Android device and download the MIT Companion app right here. And then put in a code and connect. And it generates a random code every time. See? You can scan the QR code and it'll connect to your computer. And you can see what your app's going to look like. So, we're going to be learning about, in this episode, as I said, the UI inside of the palette. Which, all these items you can drag and drop onto your screen. So, just some basics. We'll learn some basics first. You got your rename and delete, so I can click on this, rename it. Just a button. It's just a button, so we'll rename it. And then you can obviously hit delete and delete it. You can come over here, click upload file, choose a file from your computer, and it'll upload it into the app. And then you can use like images or sound files or things like that inside your app, which we'll get into later. So first, this episode, actually it probably won't be all the user interface items, but we'll probably do like the first 5 maybe. And then we'll learn about some of the blocks later. But first, some of the properties. Let's start with screen 1. You got some properties. You got your about screen. Will show up in the Play Store. Align horizontal. Here, let's put a button out here. So you can say align your horizontal alignment. You can say left, center, or right. Pretty self-explanatory. Just left, center, or right. How it wants to align everything. And then for vertical, you could say you want it to go in the center, the bottom, or the top. How you want them like come up from the bottom, out from the center, or down from the top. You got your app name. This will show up in the Play Store. You can just add that in when you're publishing the app, though. Background color. This will change what your background looks like. I like dark gray. It's easy to look at. Background image. This is where upload file comes in handy. You can, here, I'm going to upload an image. Let's do here. Let's just find an image of something. Let's do this. This one. Minecraft sword thing. Download it on the internet. So I can go, say background image, select it, hit OK. There we go. And then you can, media, you can click on this and hit delete, and it'll delete it out of your app. Choose close screen animation. When you close this screen, you can have an animation like fade, slide horizontal. You can look at those in your companion. I don't really use those. I don't find them useful. Icon, you can add that in the Play Store. But that's basically what will show up on your desktop. Well, not desktop, but your home screen. The open screen animation, same, like pretty self-explanatory, almost the same as closed screen, but when you open the screen. Screen orientation, unspecified. The screen orientation is basically, you can have it upright or horizontal. But if you do portrait, it's locked in this. And if you do landscape, it's locked like this. And then for sensor and user, they're both just kind of like this. I don't really know the full details of them. I don't use them ever. I don't think they're important. Let's just stick with unspecified here. Scrollable will basically show you if you have so much stuff on your app and you just scroll, you can check this and then you can scroll up and down in it. Show list as a JSON. That's not really useful. I don't think we need that ever. There's very few cases where this is going to be useful. But you can show your list as a JSON file if you really need to. Just leave it unchecked. Show status bar. I don't really think that's useful either. I think that's a loading bar. I don't know though. I'll just leave it how it was. I think it was like that. Yeah, I don't know. Your title. So you see this right here? This gray box. You can change it to say like hi. Hit enter. Changes to hi. Or you could just turn off the title and it won't be visible. It still shows it in App Inventor, but it won't be visible in the app if it's not checked. Tutorial URL, you can add that in the Play Store again. Sorry. But basically, you can put that in and it'll show you your tutorial URL and you can watch like a video or something, like a YouTube video. But that'll show up in the Google Play listing. It won't show up in your app. Your version code, you're most likely just going to do 1, and then when you release an update, change it to 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So you can keep track. So Google Play can keep track of your different versions in order. And then version name is just what it'll show up in your Play Store listing. You can make that like 0.01, 0.3, 0.8, 0.92, 0.6 if you really wanted to. So that's your screen 1. It's everything you can do with the screen. So then let's go into the button. You can, with the button, this is just a button. You can just click on it. And, oh, hold on. One tip. Can't rename screen 1. The code, MIT App Inventor doesn't let you. I don't know why, but I think the code relies on it somehow. But you got, for your button, you got your button right here. You can put it wherever you want. You get this blue line of where it's going to go type thing. But basically the button is just a button. You just click on it and it does whatever you code it to do over in your blocks section. And then background color, same as the screen background color. Let's make it light gray. This is how I like to make my apps. Light gray buttons with dark gray backgrounds. Enabled will be, if it's enabled, you can press it. If it's not enabled, it won't do anything when you touch it. Font bold, just make the font bold. Font italic, makes it italic. Font size, let's like change it to 10, get smaller. 15, it's bigger. Typeface, it's your actual font itself. You have a few. Let's just go monospace. Your height. This is one that I get questions about sometimes with friends and things like that. Fill parent. We'll make it fill as much as it can height-wise. You can put in like 50 pixels. It'll take up 50 pixels. Or you can put in 50% and it'll take up 50%. And you can say automatic and it just says it fits the text inside. That's all it does. Same with width. You can do fill parent. 60 pixels, 69 pixels. You can do 46 pixels. You can do percent. You can do 46%. And then image, same thing. That's a background image. I should have kept that file in there. All right, let's just do this believer thumbnail. Image, you can choose it. It'll make it the background. I'm going to leave that in there for examples later. Shape, rounded. I like the rounded. Rectangular, just a box. Oval, I don't really like that. And then default is like rectangular, basically. I'm going to go rounded. And then show feedback. That'll show, when you click on it, the button gets darker when you click on it and turns back it gets slightly darker when you click on it. If you turn that off, then it won't show any feedback of you clicking on it. I like to leave it on though. But it could be helpful depending on the app you're making. And then text, change it, and it changes the text on the button. It's just it. Text alignment. So if we make the width fill parent, see how it's in the middle? If we make that left, it'll go to the left. Make it right, it'll go to the right. And then text color, just make it whatever color you want the text to be. Just blue because it can. And then visible. Visible or invisible. Can you see it or not? That's it. But with enabled, see, some people say, oh, it's not enabled, you can't see it. You can still see it, you just can't click on it. It doesn't do anything. But with visible, I don't think you can click on it if it's visible either. I don't think it's like invisible, but you can still click there and it does stuff. I don't know, but I always change the enabled and the visibility if I want to make it invisible, just to be sure. Obviously, I can rename it. Test button. Alright, so there's your button properties. And then we could go over into blocks. That'll be next episode for the UI. Well, after we get done with the designer view, we'll do all the blocks. So, once this is all done, like we get through UA, layout, media, drawing animation center, all that, then we'll go over here and do some stuff. So we got the button properties. You guys know the properties now. You can make some stuff with that. And then checkbox, just what it sounds like. Background color, I think that's, yeah, it's the text background color. Blue. Checked. We'll say if it's checked by default or not. But the user clicks on the checkbox and can check it or uncheck it. And you can have it do different things based on which one it is. But checked, unchecked, checked, unchecked, it's just whatever default. Enabled, same thing as the button. You can change it or not change it. Fold font, or font bold, font italic, font size. You already know what all that is. Font typeface is the font. And then you got your height. You can do 56 pixels. And I'll make it taller, but it doesn't really change anything with checkboxes. Width. Do some pixels. You could also do percent or fill parent if you really want to. And then text. Let's just say check me. And you can have it check. You can change the text and then text color red. Let's change that. None. None. If you select none as your background, it'll just be clear. And that is it. And then visible, obviously. But that's it for the checkbox. And then when we go into the date picker, notice how I can't put it beside it. I can't put it next to it. It only stacks them vertically. I have to have a horizontal arrangement for it to be able to go sideways, but we'll learn about that later. But you can't put it sideways unless you put it inside of one of these guys, horizontal arrangements. So basically what the date picker will do, oh yeah, also, you can just click on these and it'll tell you what the stuff does. When you click on the button, it launches a pop-up and you can select a date. I mean, if you need more detail, you can just click on these. And it'll give you help on them. But we got date picker. Let me check how long the video is. Alright. Well, we got date picker. We can check background color. Change that. Enabled, disabled, whether you can click on it or not. Font bold, font italic, font size, font typeface. All the standard font stuff is on almost everything. And then you got your height and width, same as everything else. And then your image. Put that in, it'll have a background image. Just leave it like that, why not? Shape. You can't really change the shape if it's an image because it'll just go to the shape of the image. If I take the image out, then I can change it to rounded or rectangular or any of those. Show feedback, same as the buttons. When you click on it, it'll get a little bit darker to show you that you clicked on it. But then text, yeah, let's just say pick a date. And it'll pick a date for you. You could bring up that thing. Text alignment, same as on the button. If we make it fill parent, then we can just see it in action. There we go. default. You got your text color defaults. But then, of course, with code, you can always make it a more specific value. Like you can set the specific RGB values if you really want to. Or you can just use one of these defaults that it gives you. And then visible, again, it's like self-explanatory. You already know what it is. And then we got image. Image is a little bit different. We can drag it over. You got your height and your width. Picture. Insert a picture. And then if I change the width to fill parent, it'll extend the actual picture. But the image will only be as big as the actual image is. Rotation angle, 180 degrees. You can just hold on. Whoa. I don't know if the rotation angle works if it doesn't have room to move. Alright, well let's test something really fast. Rotation angle. Alright, the rotation angle, don't really get it. I don't think it's really useful though. So, let's just leave it at that. Auto. There it is. I think scale picture to fit, if I go fill parent, it'll scale your picture and kind of stretch it to fit inside whatever box you put. And then visible, same thing. I'll make it visible so you can actually see it. And then label, just a simple text. Background color, let's make it white so you can see it. And then we have all the font stuff, and then HTML format. That'll basically make it, you can type it in HTML with you could have different heading. You guys probably don't know HTML. Well, I'm not saying that, but if you guys know HTML, you know you can get the H3, H4, H5, or the paragraph, or whatever you want. You can have the different styles with HTML format. And then has margins, will let you have the margins in it. And then you can get height, width, text. Hey guys. There you go. And then text alignment, same thing. Let's go width. You can go center, you can go right, you can go left, and visible. Video length. Alright, cool. And then list picker. List picker is pretty cool. I like it. Basically, you can have your background color. Let's do blue. And you got your elements from string. So basically, when you click on the list picker, it will bring up a little selection screen where it'll give you everything I enter here. So I could say blue and then separate, comma, space will separate. And then red, green, yellow. Okay, I spelled it wrong. Blue, red, green, yellow. And notice you separate them with comma, space. And that's how it knows. Then enabled, whether you can click on it or not, same thing. All the font stuff, height, width. Let's make width fill parent again. Image, I can set an image. Background image.
Hey.
Oh yeah, we got more people in here now.
On the video?
Yeah. Don't do that.
But
No, go.
But I learned a note.
Play it. Alright, bye. Go away.
And we tuned it.
Good
Are
for
you recording
you.
or streaming?
Recording.
Okay. Hi, YouTube. I'm Dr. Squirtle. Go subscribe to me.
Don't do that.
I'm interrupting your video.
Yeah. Alright, and then item background color. Basically, whenever that screen comes up, it's normally like a dark gray type thing. But then you can change it so red, so the screen that comes up is red. And then text color, the item text color. When the screen comes up, the text color will be different. Selection, you can have your selection box. I don't really find it that useful. I was going to go, you can go see if you can figure out more stuff about selection. I don't use it. I don't know how useful that is. And you got your shape in it. You got your shape, rounded. Let's do oval because it looks so stupid. Text, pick. You can set your text to whatever you want. Show filter bar. Just, again, don't really find it useful. Text alignment. You know what text alignment is. Text color, green. Make it green. And then title. This will be the title that shows up when that selection screen comes up. It'll have a title on top. And we can make it pick one or select one. Alright, I'm going to fix that. So you got that. You got your select one. You can have your title, whatever you want. Then visible. Invisible, visible. There we go. And then list view. I think list view is going to be the last one for today. But basically, list view. Actually, let me check the time. We're running out of time. I think we'll do list view next video. But now you guys can go back, look through the video, know some basics for button, checkbox, date picker, image, list, and list picker. Or not list, label. And then your screen one properties. You know the properties for everything. It's all visual or stuff. You know how to add media, upload file. So I'm going to prove some things to you. Like, look at this. I can set in, see if I have any MP3s. Or PDF. Let's load. Okay. No, not that one actually. I don't want to do that. Here. Here, you can do zip files. ZBrush. I don't use ZBrush anymore. Oh, you can't do a zip file. Okay. Seems legit. But you can do MP3, MP4, JPEG, I think that, or JPG, I mean. But I think that's really it. I don't think much other stuff works with Android apps. But that's what you got. That's your basics and some of the user interface items for MIT App Inventor. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this helps out. If you guys want to develop some apps in the future, then you guys should be good. See you next time.